Well, the town I grew up in, I feel like was super safe. As a kid, I just ran around my neighborhood like I owned it.
Mike was a real good kid when he was sleeping. Other than that, he was just a little hellion.
And he was kind of mischievous and got in a lot of trouble.
As a kid, I don't think I could ever sit still. Soccer was a release mostly of energy. I like to run around a lot.
When he was younger, his focus on soccer so much. If you'd look outside, you'd see Mike playing outside with the ball all the time. Sports really helped make me, I don't know, driven to accomplish things in my life. I've always had it where you either do it 100% or you don't do it at all. I went and tried out for some teams and made one that was a very, very good team.
They won state cup a number of years in a row.
Mike was like my very first friend I ever had, you know, and I had no idea he was Mormon, coming from the East Coast. I had no idea, you know.
My parents went to church. We went about every week, but it was never like this serious, like intense feeling that, you know what, I want to go to church and I'm going to pray and I'm going to do all this. Like I never, ever resonated with that as a kid. So when I was about 16, I had an awesome opportunity to go and play soccer out in Holland. And the coach asked two of us to stay and to progress towards professional soccer. I just was like, this is going to be my life. Like I'm going to, in the next 4 years, make it pro. In our religion, we believe that God has asked us to serve a 2-year mission. And kind of what that entails is basically leaving your old life and putting 100% of 2 of your years to the Lord. 2 years away from a sport that you're trying to go professional in really isn't very helpful. So as I came home from Holland, just hanging out, doing whatever, playing soccer, hanging out with Ronnie a lot. And there came a point where Ronnie had a family member pass away.
Well, my grandmother passing away was not necessarily a shock. I saw it coming, but I was really, really close to her, you know. And I didn't even tell Mike I was doing this, but I went to the church and I read, and I might get choked up, but yeah, I just read and prayed myself. We were just sitting in a car talking when he turned to me and he asked, you know, what's the point of life? Like, is there a God? Like, am I ever gonna see, you know, my family member again? And I said, I don't know. I really don't know. Man, I don't know what to tell you. And it was kind of a harsh moment, because when your best friend needs you right there and you're not able to provide what, you know, he thinks you could, because he's like, hey, you know, you're Mormon, right? Beyond the conversation, the crying, the, you know, the love, everything in there, you know, we said, I think we need to just have a prayer, you know.
And it was the first time I think I really prayed. And I remember just asking, I want to know if you're there. And I felt the Spirit for sure, and my friend felt the Spirit for sure. And it was something I definitely couldn't deny. I'll never be able to deny that.
It changed both of us, like, till this day. I mean, I can't talk about it now and not get choked up, and I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I think Mike found out what he needed to do that night.
I think I was a little bit upset. To be honest, I felt like my plans, you know, I had these other plans, and now I know this is true, and I knew I couldn't fake out God. Once you get on a mission, the focus completely shifts from me to you. Meeting Jinx was super refreshing and awesome because she was real from the get-go.
Coffee? No coffee?
Why do you think the Lord would want us to stay away from these types of things?
I could understand harmful or addictive substances and illegal drugs and tobacco, but I like my beer and I drink coffee every morning.
Yeah.
Pick one thing.
Okay,
Pick one thing.
I give up tobacco.
That you do.
Oh.
No, just live the commandment now.
I figured I had several things I could give up before we got to the good
You
stuff.
could try it all, but if you had...
I'll choose the illegal drugs first,
Yeah,
right?
I'm giving up illegal drugs.
You getting a confirmation that it's true would have to come through experience and maybe living it to try to find out if this really is inspired from God. Working with other people and focusing on them so much made me a better person, more than just me focusing on myself all the time. It helped me become closer to God, and the mission was just amazing for that.
In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Dang, I'm sorry you had a bad week. That's...
It happens. I don't have them very often. They act in a caring manner, which I find very charming in such young men. It's just that I feel like I'm not succeeding, and then to have work be so hard. I've been kind of wimpy for about a week. I'm fine. That's another thing these sweatshirts are good for. They're good listeners, and they seem to listen with their heart as well as their ears.
We're very happy that you're even willing to continue to meet with us. I just know that these things are true and they'll bless your life. Mission has really helped me see some things about God that I don't think I ever would have seen otherwise. And one is really how much He cares about people. I grew to really care about her, and I grew closer to the Savior through that, because I feel like how you feel about other people really reflects how well you're living the gospel, or how, much that has influenced you. And I really felt like Jinx grew a lot during that time as well.
When Mike came home, giving him that first hug, it was amazing. Having him home was awesome, and it was a joyous reunion.
I thought that right when I came home, I'd say, oh, you know what, soccer was a good sport, it was fun for me, but I don't really want to. But no, once I started playing again, as that fire came back, I love soccer still and still want to go pro. I was super out of shape and just sucking wind as we practice, and that was really hard to get back into it, but anyone can get in shape. Being on a mission and all of the things that you do on a mission have helped me in different ways with my game. I mean, it's helped me so much more plan out what I'm going to do and effectively set goals and reach those goals. And soccer's a team sport. I think a lot before it was about me, and coming now back and having it be more about the team is helpful in a lot of ways. And I decided to follow what God told me to do, and I'm super happy I did.